Super.
And we're live again. Second take is the charm here. We're live on YouTube. This is welcome to the Nerdrotic Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Dennis Bithoulkas, in lovely San Diego, and with me in San Francisco is my co-host,
Melissa Wagner in San Francisco. Hey, everybody.
Hey everyone. This is our iZombie podcast. iZombie Season 3, Episode 5 and 6.
So we have, Episode 5, Spanking the Zombie, and Episode 6, Some Like It Hot Mess. So yeah, these are going to be pretty fun to report on because they were some quirky episodes.
They were some very quirky episodes. And you have to forgive me. Last week, I had to go out to Las Vegas for a family function, and so I missed last week.
I had to go to Vegas. Poor you.
Trust me, if I tell you what I found there, you'd be grossed out. But anyway, but you remember what they say.
Tell me later.
What happens in Vegas, you know what they say. So we're going to start off with Spanking the Zombie, Episode 5. And in this episode, we have Liv eating a dominatrix brain, which has been soaked in Ravi's memory juice. And the memory juice, it sounds a lot worse than it actually is. It's actually this solution that he's made in order to revive memories for people who have taken the zombie cure. Because if you remember, taking the zombie cure actually erases anybody's memory and they become human, but they lose all their memories. And Blaine De Beers has tested this out and supposedly has not regained his memories after testing the zombie go juice, the memory juice. And so Liv eats this dominatrix brain, and she's getting longer, more sustained visions as she's having them, and kind of spacing out.
Yeah, she kind of spaces out for a minute. I love the line where she goes like, wow, that took forever. Were you having sex with Sting? That was the best line of the episode.
Yeah, that was good.
He still got
it. And then we also have Major, who is dying and needs to take the zombie cure. He's gone off to some far-flung country and doing parkour and getting stabbed a lot and shot.
Yeah, he got several stab wounds, and he's back at home base, and he's in the locker room with his buddy Justin, who was the DJ at the boat party, right? And they're supposed to be off and going to pour some out for their lost homie that was part of the crew that they were with on their mission, who was killed. And Major has these stab wounds, which wouldn't be anything normally. But he's also sort of getting his lungs are filling up with fluid because he basically has zombie pneumonia.
He's just dying pretty much. He's dying a real death. Is what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So Justin finds him on the floor, and Justin takes him to the morgue, which is sort of letting Justin in on a whole lot of their background there, right? The fact that that Ravi's there and he knows what's going on, and he knows, he's got the civilian who knows what he is. And they can't give him the cure at this moment, because if they give him the cure and turn him human, he will die from the stab wounds. So Liv does that thing where she pops him through the back with the big syringe so she can pull some fluid out of his lungs to give him some time to heal up more.
Yeah. And so while he's in bed recuperating, she does what any good, ex-fiance, I guess, would do. And she brings his brains out. Yeah.
I love that. He's on his memory deathbed because he's actually doing a lot better, right? Because they've given him the cure, and he's going to get better, and he's just, he just has to heal up a little bit more.
Well, they haven't given the cure yet before. Yeah.
He has it. He gets it in the morning, right?
He gets it in the morning. He has one last night as a zombie, so he can cure up and they can have sex because
it is sexually transmitted.
Yes, it is sexually transmitted.
Yeah, that'd
so beware, kid.
Yeah, there's not a shot for that, right?
There is, but obviously it makes your memory go away.
Right. So you do get cured. You can become human again, but you have to become pretty much a new person because you don't have any of your old memories.
Exactly.
Mm.
And so at the end of this episode, we find Major taking the shot, and he's resigned to the fact that he's probably going to lose all his memories. And Ravi and everyone else is going to look after him and just see how things go.
Hmm. Hmm.
In the meantime, after episode 4, which is Wag the Tongue, at the end of that, we had Blaine, who had taken the memory serum a couple of days before and supposedly had no results, did not remember anything. And him and Peyton, of course, sealed the deal as well.
There's a lot of sealing the deal in this show. I like it.
There is. Yeah, there really is. Of course, Ravi didn't like that, of course, because he has
Because
he
he's in
likes Peyton.
love with her. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
he's in
he's
love
in
with
love with Peyton, even though he boinked his old boss, Katie Cups. See, there we go. You're right. There is a lot of sex in this show.
It must be why I like it. So Liv is reliving the memories of a dominatrix named Sweet Lady Pain, right? And she's
Yeah,
having long and sustained sort of visions and memories that this
and
woman experienced. And you know what? I have to say, I thought it was a little tamer than I thought it was going to be.
yeah, I did like the fact that she was being bossy to a lot of people. I mean, the IT guy, it was pretty funny.
The IT guy was pretty funny, but I think that they could have really pushed this a whole lot further than they did.
Yeah, they wanted to keep it a
It
little
was
more
kind of
family
safe.
friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and Clive's reaction, Clive Babineau's reaction to a lot of this stuff was really funny, especially the whole thing about her, when she first eats the zombie dominatrix brain, and
Hmm.
she tells him to get her a pen, and that be the dog, be the pig that he is, and bring her a pen, and that he'll like it like that. Something that he's just looking at her like, what the hell?
Right. And tells Clive, a control freak like you probably would enjoy losing, being told what to do once in a while. It's like, no. I don't think I would enjoy that actually. The Robbie's the one who seems like the most intrigued by the whole thing, but lives like his sister. It seems like they don't have any spark between them two at
Yeah,
all.
yeah,
Um,
exactly.
Also, I wanted to say that this is the first time that Liv actually prepared her brain meal in a way that looked a little bit appetizing,
Oh yeah,
and it looked like chicken fried
the
steak from Denny's.
the chicken fried steak brain, yes,
Chicken fried
the
steak
blue
brain.
chicken fried steak brain.
Yeah, I mean, I always think it's so funny the way all the array of recipes that they show on this, you know. So then the next morning, it's actually really this is kind of an emotional one. I think where Major sure he's going to lose all his memories. He even writes letters to everybody, right? Because
Yeah.
he's
So going into episode 6 is Some Like It Hot Mess. We have the ramifications of the next morning where Major is now human, and he still has all his memories, and of course they're going to fade over time. And
what, like a couple days? How much
yeah,
time?
we don't know, and that's what Ravi wants to know. He wants to have them watch. He wants to have Major watched so that we find out what happens.
Right. Well, he also, suggested that somebody watch Blaine too, and I think he lived to regret that. So I'm surprised he gave out that advice again.
Yeah.
So going into Some Like a Hot Mess, we open with Major has taken the cure and he is binging on ice cream
Mhm.
because he gets to eat
Yes,
real
the
food again,
orgasmic.
real food, ice cream. It was so creamy.
And then the crunches and the cream together. Oh my god.
The salty and the sweet. Yeah, that was pretty cute. He does have the best puppy dog face. So at that point though, his memories are just fine.
His memories are still fine, and Ravi is actually quizzing him, giving him little flashcards of pictures, including Minor, the dog, which I forgot the dog's name was Minor, Major and Minor, which I thought was pretty
Major
funny.
Minor.
Yeah. And this show really loves its puns. It really does.
It goes a little bit overboard with them sometimes. But this episode is called Some Like It Hot, Some Like It Hot Mess because Liv has to ingest the brain of a girl who was just a grocery store checkout girl who was murdered,
Slash
right?
DJ.
Slash DJ. And she
Slash
is
homewrecker.
sort of like, yeah, a narcissistic, selfie taking, like just, you know, scatterbrain. And
Yeah.
I have to say, like, this episode didn't appeal to me that much because God, I hate those kind of girls. The kind of girls that are like, oh, like, do this for me, oh, do that for me. It's like, oh, so I found myself just cringing throughout the whole thing. But I mean, I guess that means that, you know, she did a good job portraying that character and
Yeah, she did.
how annoying that character can be. But it started making me go down the list of like, what other characters could she do? Like, you know, what are the people out there that she could do? It's like a hairdresser. I think a hairdresser would be a really good one,
Mhm.
right? Didn't she have a personal? She had a fashion stylist, like a personal shopper fashion stylist that she did, and I liked that.
Yes.
And I liked that episode a lot.
I'd
Um,
like to see like a bodybuilder kind of.
like a workout queen. Like, gotta get my
Yeah,
cardio
yeah,
on. I made you a protein smoothie, Clive. Here you go.
yeah. Exactly. I think it would be pretty funny. What else? Maybe another cop.
Oh, another cop would be good, definitely.
That's better than
Um,
Bobineau. Yeah.
but some sort of detective, or yeah, like something like that, like an FBI agent, like somebody who's just over the top, right?
Yeah, yeah. I
How
think
about
that
how
this, I
about
mean,
life coach? And she could
oh
go around
God.
giving everybody like really good inspirational pep talks and
They
speeches.
had that. They did have that though
They did
already.
have that one.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
was
know.
in season 2.
I think that you know she's just going into really delving into them so much more this season that I don't know. It kind of makes me feel like the character that she becomes is so much more developed now, and I like that.
Yeah, yeah, she really has. And also, I mean, this episode was the most rich episode I think that we've had this season too. Because we also find out a little bit about Major's background, a little bit more. We also find out a major reveal with Blaine,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and we also find out what the zombie cure actually does.
Right, right. So Major's brain does start to get a little fuzzy, and Liv, who's supposed to be keeping tabs on him, of course, is a hot mess right now. So she doesn't do that,
And disappears.
and he wanders off. Right.
Yeah, yeah. He wanders off all the way to Upper Washington, there, where his mom is. We find out,
Mm-hmm.
and he has boarded a bus. His memories are fading, and he ends up losing his memory completely on the bus trip, so that he winds up in the bus station without any ID, no idea who he is. The cops pick him up, but the cops know him in this small town and know that who his mom is, and so they
Mm-hmm.
bring him in.
So they just drop him
And this is
off at home.
they just drop him off at home. That's pretty much
Mm-hmm.
all they do.
Mm-hmm.
And we find out through Blaine and I just blanked out her name.
Peyton.
Peyton, thank you. That Blaine has had his memories all this time.
Oh my God. And you know what? She extracts that from him, I feel like, a little bit too easily. I mean, this guy is supposed to be the criminal mastermind, right? Like, he's supposed to be tricky. Like, he didn't see that coming. But on the other hand, I'm sure that he realizes that his faking is going to be found out
Yeah.
now that Major's taken the cure. Like, it's like I'm going to have to come clean about it sometime. So maybe we'll just seize this opportunity to do it. But yeah,
Well,
it
you
seemed
saw it when he went and got the wine, and it was before he got the wine, she was going, even if you weren't, if you were faking it, I could forgive you, kind of thing. And then he goes and gets the wine, and then that's when she says, and Major's taken the cure, and he goes, oh,
yeah,
he has.
he
And
has.
that's when he gets the idea, and he's like, yeah, I've got to come clean because they're going to find it out sooner or later that
Mhm.
your memories come back after one day. After losing
Right,
them, you get them back.
right, right. So I don't know. It seemed a little bit a little bit too easy, but I was figuring that he was faking quite a
Yeah.
while ago.
Yeah.
It just didn't seem to work that well. And let's add into that his ex crony. They've opened this bar, the Scratching Post, and they
Yeah.
keep throwing in these sort of random scenes. So Blaine's dad and one of the old cronies from his crew have this bar going, and they're scratching people. They're making customers and bringing these customers and stuff in and serving brain
Yes.
tapas, right? We have tapas.
Yes, we have tapas,
We have
among
tapas.
other things.
And nothing's happening there yet, but we do keep getting glimpses of it. So I think something's coming up, right?
Yeah, we definitely have a trust fund kid who is willing to pay up to $1 million for a zombie cure because he's very depressed about being a zombie. And Don, Don, being the entrepreneur that he is, comes to Ravi and says, "Hey, I got a guy who wants a zombie cure. I'll give you $100,000 and we can split it." Yes, being the nice guy that he is.
Right, but they don't.
But they don't. Ravi basically says no, not interested. Thanks. And we find out that that the zombie cure works, that Liv can become human again, which is what the whole point of this whole show was to begin with.
Right,
Was
right.
Liv becoming a zombie and wanting to become human again so she can resume her life. And we go back to the morgue where Ravi has been keeping the 16 syringes, I guess you
Yeah,
could
I
say.
think we have 16 syringes left because we gave one to Natalie.
To
Well,
Natalie,
maybe is
yes.
it 15? Because then we used another one for
Yeah, we use
Major.
it. Yes.
And so we have these 15 syringes, and it is the limited amount because it was made with the only batch of what utopium that they were
Yes.
able
Pure
to,
utopium.
yeah, from the old batch. So this is it, right? So like $1 million isn't even really enough, or that's just not the point.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they're going to find at some point down the road some more utopium or manufacture some or find something to do there. But yeah, right now they just have the 15 syringes, and that was locked up in Ravi's desk drawer at the morgue, which someone had gone through and tossed and broke open the drawer and stole all those. And we don't know who's done it. It could be Blaine, it could be Don.
Well, you know who did it.
Well, we don't know. It could have been Blaine. It could have been Don.
Or
It also could have been his dad too.
I think his dad probably likes being a zombie.
Who do you think did it?
Justin.
You think Justin did it?
So I think Justin did it because you know what, Blaine and the crony, like all that's like a little bit too obvious. And remember, Blaine's drunk and drowning his sorrows, right?
True.
Over losing
Well,
Peyton. I don't think
he's just having a brain.
he's not putting together any schemes right this minute, but he knows the cure is out there. But remember, he doesn't really need the cure because he's cured.
No, he doesn't.
Right. So that's not an immediate need for him. The crony, like, I can see him possibly doing it, but remember when they brought Justin into the last episode, they said the cure, and he goes, and he was like, "What? What do you mean turn him back to human?" And they whipped right past that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
and
that's right.
into like saving Major. Right, and that was and it was just a distraction. It's like they didn't even realize that they were saying these things out loud in front of somebody who could really use it. Right?
Yeah,
I'm sure Justin doesn't love being a zombie, so he actually has an more immediate need.
It's true because he didn't want to be a soldier. He's like that was the only thing he could do as a zombie in order to get the brains that he needed.
Right, it does give you very limited career options.
Yes,
right?
Yes, it does.
So that's my guess. Good guess.
So you think Fillmore Graves has it then? That Justin might have.
I don't know. I kind of think Justin would just hang on to it. I actually don't. I don't think It's like, why would he grab all of them though?
Yeah.
I guess if you're gonna grab them, Yeah, it is all in one big pack. But I mean, nobody knows exactly what they're looking for either. It's like you're in a morgue. It's full of shit like that, right?
Yeah,
It's not like
yeah.
it's labeled like zombie cure, it's over here, it doesn't have any sort of label on it. But I mean, I guess if you're looking through his desk drawers, that's where you're going to find something that's a little more precious and personal.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I would think he would have had it locked up a little bit more, but he didn't really feel like he needed to because so few people knew about it. But once that criminal guy knew about it, like,
Don, yeah.
yeah,
Donnie?
once Donnie knew about it, I would have had that way better under wraps.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. And we had some good moments in this one too. I mean, you talked about the ice cream moment.
I don't think we're going
Uh,
to see any more PDA from Blaine and Peyton anytime soon.
no, they're broken up, definitely. And we got an apology to Ravi from Peyton as well, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the way he just kind of like, don't worry about it. We gotta leave.
let's not speak of this again.
Yeah, yeah,
Can we just move
exactly.
forward? Forward would be good for me. Yeah, it's going to take her a minute to bounce back from that one because she is going to feel really silly.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we also had a couple of moments with Liv in the bar DJing,
Oh yeah, that was
which was
great.
great.
Right, the hot mess brain was pretty funny.
Yes.
What did we do? And we made some chow mein brain this week.
Leftover. There was leftovers. It was, leftover hash, I guess you could say, because she
Yeah.
threw in like it was all like old taco meat along with some leftover chow mein. Even Ravi looked disgusted.
Yeah, it didn't look nearly as appetizing as the chicken fried steak one.
It was a hot mess. Is really what it was. It was leftovers.
It was a hot mess. Yeah, I guess that was that leading right into that. So yeah, it was interesting to see her have a flaky side. I think I prefer the dominatrix from the week before.
Yes, the dominatrix one was a little bit more fun.
It was.
So all in all, we know where we're going. Next week, where we're going to be trying to find out who stole the zombie cure.
Right.
And we also still have people out there who know zombies exist.
Mm-hmm.
Zombies, because we
Mm-hmm.
saw gun store owner
Right.
in one of the was it this episode or was it the previous episode?
Previous.
It was the previous episode.
Previous.
Yes. So we've got that to contend with as well. And we got to see what Blaine's going to be up to with his father once he finds out what his father's doing at the scratching post.
I don't think Blaine's gonna care. He's human.
Well, no, because remember, he can make money off of it. He's supplying brains.
Right.
He still has the he still has the mortuary.
The business, the family business.
The family business.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think that's all going to play in together.
Yep. So I would imagine that next week we will be visiting the scratching post a little more thoroughly, right?
Probably. I think so. I think we're going to find out what's going on. So why don't we take care of a little bit of business here? Since we forgot to do that last time.
What? Don't you know who I am?
I know, really. You can find us, Nerdrotic Podcast, on our website, nerdrotic.com. You can also find us on YouTube, like what you're watching now, at Nerdrotic Podcast. You can search for that. You can also find us on Facebook at Nerdrotic Podcast. You can find us on Twitter at Nerdrotics with an S. You can find us on Instagram, Nerdrotic. And follow us, like us, comment. If you comment on some of this stuff, we actually give out prizes. We just sent out a Doctor Who pack, if I remember correctly, just recently to one of our commenters. I don't know who at the moment, but Gary was taking care of that.
No, Gary took care of that, but I did post a picture of what they won on our Instagram, so you can go to our Instagram, Nerdrotic. But yeah, definitely like and comment and throw some questions out there. Tell me if you think Justin is going to be the guy who stole all the syringes, or was it Donnie?
Definitely.
Or was it Donnie?
Or was it Blaine?
Maybe.
Or was it Papa Blaine? Papa De Beers. And you can also follow us as well. You can see Melissa's got her Twitter account up there at Agent Bossy Boots. I am at DeForce. John is at John Reed 15. And I said at Nerdrotic. You can follow us there, Nerdrotics, excuse me, with an S, for our Twitter. And other than that, I think
We'll be back.
we've covered everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
did we cover that it got renewed for season 4? We did,
We did
right?
not. We
Okay.
didn't.
Yeah. So
Yes.
so now we know
Go ahead.
iZombie is going to have season 4, which I'm super excited about. So now we know that all our storyline's not going to get all tied up, nice and neat at the end, right? Is that what you were saying,
Yes.
Dennis?
The producer actually had said that yesterday, before we found out today that they had gotten renewed, that he had changed the final episode, and they were going to kind of wrap things up and have a nice little bow on it. And he changed the final episode because he said, you know what? He goes, we're going to get renewed for season 4. And he changed that final episode to kind of keep going on. The No Zombie Cure.
All right. So now we're going to have something a little more open-ended to lead us into next season. Super exciting
Yes.
stuff.
Yes, definitely.
Awesome.
So I don't know about you, but I'm looking forward to next week. So
Oh, yeah,
it's going to be a lot of
definitely.
fun.
Yeah. I'm going to go catch up on my 100 episode now.
Okay. Well, I'll let us go then. Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out, America.
And resistance is futile.
Good night, everyone.
Bye. So I can press the red button, right?
Yes, I believe so.
The one at the bottom.